Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Actions have consequences, and also statements could be interpreted in different ways. It depends on the level of each person's understanding. So someone can make a statement, a simple statement, and 10 people can understand it in 10 different ways. I'm just exaggerating, but I gave you like an example, or at least, like a scenario. The same, when someone from the government says something stupid, some of us will realize that's stupid or it's a weasel statement. Maybe most of them will not understand it, but we do. And that begs the question if these guys really think that we are all idiots, or they don't care, because they don't target us with their imbecility, they target others, the imbeciles, who will not realize these guys are weasels. Now, why did I make this little introduction? I made this introduction because the US government's actions and statements are looked upon not only by the American public, who might agree, or the implications are not that big in foreign policy, I'm talking about, in foreign affairs, but people from outside, especially the ones in Gaza, the Arabs, Muslims, people in the area, and maybe from the entire world, if they pay attention to whatever happens in Israel, will pay attention to whatever the American government would say. In this case, we have Pentagon spokesman John Kirby. He was asked about some red lines for Israel in Gaza, and what are they going to do over there? Are they going to have some red lines? I mean, like, you can do this or you can't do that. The Americans have no red lines set, or not necessarily set, because I can set red lines burst by verbal red lines, and you can do whatever you want, which is basically what's going on here. But there's no actual red lines, like, hey, you can do this, but you can't do that. They say, hey, you can't do that. But Israel doesn't listen. Why? That's the whole game. This guy's doing what he's doing over there. The Americans are, hey, don't do that, don't do that. And in the meantime, protect them until that guy zips up and is done with whatever he did over there. Okay, and this guy says, okay, now let's talk. And Israel will give the US the whole authority to be the broker in the Middle East again. So let me show you two articles here. One from The Hill and the other one from Sputnik regarding John Kirby's lack of red lines coming from the US government. Kirby defends US approach in Israel when pressed on red lines. All right, well, there's no red lines. If they are, they're verbal with no teeth. The Hill. All right, this is the weasel. I don't know how some people can... I don't think it's so imbecilic not to realize that he is a piece of shit. And he can live with that. He's kind of old, so he did just fine. National Security Council spokesperson, yeah, you're a person, John Kirby, defended the United States' diplomatic approach in the Israel-Hamas war and would not commit to imposing any hard red lines on support for Israel. Okay, if you don't commit in imposing any hard, then what are the soft red lines? And if there are any, what are you going to do if those get violated? Let me tell you, nothing. And remember, now, for us, most of the population, they don't get it, right? Or maybe they agree with it. But for some others who are probably involved in the whole thing, over there, directly involved, when they hear this thing coming from the United States of America, they will say, well, these guys are not just. Because, let me give you an analogy. You have a friend, your friends, and this friend decides to commit a crime. He's going to rape someone. That's a crime. And then you look and tell that person, hey, make sure she doesn't bleed. Yeah, you can use all 3 holes, how many times you want, but hurry up, okay? And everybody around come, her brother, maybe parents, maybe husband, maybe children, and tell me, hey, Emil, are you gonna pull him off of her or no? And I say, no, I'm gonna. Hey, hurry up. No, don't make her not bleed, don't make her she poop before you fuck her in the pop. Okay, all these things. And these guys, I'm talking every day every moment I'm talking with my friend. And after the friend is done and zips up, then I put my guns in holsters and tell my friend, come on, man, now. And the friend said, yeah. What do you want me to do? Hey, the red line is don't do it again. Now, those guys over there, maybe for their friend, that means nothing. For this guy, F definitely is what it is. And the guys over there, they see all this garbage. So those guys, when they get a chance to hit me, they will hit me. So that, therefore, if you remember in the September 11, 2001, these guys on the TV in America, I was here, they were asking this idiotic question. Why do they hate us? Why do they hate us? Well, I can give you a straight answer. And that is, do you remember actions have consequences? Have you heard of blowback? Well, that's what's happening over there. Now, in my conversation with my idiot compatriots at that time, I was called supporting of that, or whomever had something else than the why do they hate us? Like they were couldn't understand how someone can hate them in their fantastic, perfect state. That is a lack of self-awareness, my friends. That's a narcissistic point of view, a way of behaving. Well, the problem is you did something, some people saw it, and they did garbage to you. And you said, I'm perfectly innocent. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and fuck some more over there. Okay? Why? Because I can, but I'm the good guy. Now, all these things is seen in a different way from different people. And those guys will cause us harm for things that Kirby and his bunch of mofos are doing. And people see it. And then we're going to ask again when that will happen, because I predict these guys will not just let it go. And something will happen here. And then the same question will be asked, I guarantee you that. Will be white supremacists, will be this ideology, will be far right. Not the exact what the fuck happened. It will be all around it. The elephant in the room will be just avoided. And the same question will be by some women who pretend that they don't know. Why do they hate us? And about 5 people on the panel. I think we're too good. They hate our freedom. That's what they came up with in September, after September 11, 2001. They hate our freedoms. That's why they attacked us. That was and these zombies here, whomever they were like that movie, I, Hero with Will Smith, if you remember, with those zombies over there. He and with German Shepherd after a virus, pandemic, and it was ridiculous because a black guy was with a German Shepherd. If you don't see anything in that, you need to read a little bit more about why that is kind of no. But anyway, I don't care. Whatever. So it was a nice movie. I like the movie. So it was these zombies that were all infected humans, and here were in the dark. They couldn't stand from the sun rays and all that. And they were in a state of like this. They were not. They would wake up and act if it would be a sudden noise or something. It would be like, so this is the media. The media keeps these guys with, you're supposed to go, pay your taxes, work, stay home, go in the basement, take naps, put your mask on when you drive in a car by yourself, make sure you're up to date with your vaccines. This is and shut the up mainly. So these are the So don't wake them up with things that they should not wake up. So you have to be so retarded, tell them, pamper them so they are still in that state of zombiness. Sorry, that's the way I see things. So let's go back to this article. It says here that national security spokesperson defended the United States diplomatic approach in the Israel-Hamas war and would not commit to imposing any red lines. And I'm quoting, we believe, we is them, and their beliefs will going to affect us because it's going to be a blowback from people who see things differently. We believe that the approach that we've been taking, Margaret, has had an effect. Oh, what's the effect, baby doll? Kirby told CBS's Margaret Brennan on Face the Nation, adding that the United States has been very clear in calling for Israel to take precautions, use condoms, to minimize deaths in Gaza. No bleeding too much over there, okay? That's what we did. That had an effect. And our friend said, Okay, yeah, I'm doing it right. Okay. I'm not gonna go that deep this time, or I'm not gonna, how do you say that? Gag, make her gag. Pop. I'm not gonna make her gag. Basically, that's what happens. My God. And I'm quoting Kirby. Listen to this. We are having these discussions with our friend Israel counterparts every day about being careful, precise, and deliberate in their targeting and trying to minimize civilian casualties to the minimum extent possible. I mean, when I'm gonna gag her, I'm gonna make sure that she's not gonna pass out, basically. I'm gonna minimize that thing. You know what I mean? Make her pass out because no air. Jesus Christ. And I'm quoting, we don't want to see a single more innocent life taken there. Oh, he's compassionate, basically. So we're going to continue to work with Israel about this. Like what exactly? Words. That's what it is. But the approach that we've been taking has delivered some results, including more than 100 hostages getting out. I want to have a question. That's the results. That's all? How many Palestinians, Kirby, they were liberated, freed? And by the way, do you know how many civilians were blown up in these 2 months? About 15,000. So 100 hostages versus 15,000, adding the 1,200 Israelis that were horribly massacred at the 7th of October that we have to know about all the time. That's why I mention it. I don't think that you did a very good job, Kirby. I mean, you did it for one side, but not for the other. And the other one is Palestinians. I'm not talking about Hamas. Palestinians. Because you see Palestinian children dead, and you see Palestinian women dead, Palestinian civilians dead, not Hamas. All right? I don't see have you ever seen a picture of a Hamas leader killed, blown up? I've never seen any. I've seen people in general, but not like, hey, chick, that is the Abu Habakapalatsam. That's right there, Abu Habakapalatsam is right there. He's a mastermind. They tell us a senior officer, senior commander in Hamas was blown up. I don't believe that. Shit, nothing. I think the last one that I saw, it was in Haiti. Or, I don't know, maybe Tahiti. How do you know? Jesus Christ. That's one article. I'm going to go to the next article coming from our friends from Sputnik. Pentagon spokesman, he's not a man, John Kirby, again declines to place red lines on Israel. This guy right here. So listen to this. He's speaking with everybody. Basically the same thing here. That, he tells us what's going on. U.S. has not placed any red lines on Israel that would cause the administration to halt military aid being sent to Israel. Yeah. So do whatever you want, my friends, that would cause the administration to halt military aid. Yeah, you that basically use whatever we want. Whatever you want, you can use it. So this is the same thing where they say no red lines. Now they tell us that Hamas deliberately shelters themselves inside residential buildings, hospitals and schools, basically on purpose putting civilians in the line of fire. And what Israel is trying to do is get them out of the line of fire. Like this? You mean like that? I mean, however you turn this around with minimizing and trying to get them out, this is not how you do it. This is not, look in the background, this is not how you do it. This is, I don't know, indiscriminate bombing. This is not smart bombing, whatever bombing. Anyway, my friends, this is it. Remember, people see this behavior of the United States keeping everybody at bay until his friend zips up his pants and he's done. And then he's going to come back and say, yes, what were you saying? I'm listening to you. You are the only one that we're going to listen to because you have the authority and legitimacy in the Middle East. Everybody else, China, Russia, or everybody else is not allowed here because you are the real guy. You are fair and just. Are you? Are you? And we, some of us, belong to this guy. Belong. And those guys, I predict they will do something again. Something bad to us, not to Kirby, not to because I didn't. You see, I was about to say Jim Carrey, Jesus Christ, Rumsfeld, George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, Condoleezza Rice, Ashcroft, or whatever his name is, all this garbage of people, Powell, who are involved in attacking countries based on garbage. They died and respected. Bill Clinton is still around. All these guys are still around. But the guys from the September 11, they're not around. They were dead. Why? Because of the policies of whom? So when, because I suspect these guys will, again, hate us for no reason, will do something bad to some of us, they will come and again, we're going to use us again to go there and kill them again. And in the process, some of us die, some of them die, but they over there never die like dogs. They're always in charge. And by the way, when they die, we are supposed to, yes, he died. Oh. Let me take my hat on. Put the flag half down. Okay. No. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.